If we get a financial objection, we always do the open wallet, always. Then once we do the open wallet, we're going to see what's the financial situation. And if they do qualify for NAS minor, like if they have 1K available they could put in, we close them on a down payment, we give them access to NAS minor, la da 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 da. Okay, so it's just like that needs to be there because it makes the team like increases the cash collection of the team as opposed to we knowing that they can do 1K and not collecting that 1K. Make sense? And I know
Yeah.
I know you're doing it, but just
Yeah.
want to double check that everybody is like, okay, we pitch. Okay, if it's financially unqualified, we don't even make it to the presentation. Fine, but it's like all those people that we move from discovery to presentation, temp check, and then we drop the price. And it's like, oh, the seller told me 1K. Yeah, sure, no worries. Like if you had the money, what would you do? Da 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 da. IDAC, then open wallet, and then we see, okay, the guy can do 1K. We close them on 1K. If the guy can do 500, oh, just close them on 500 NAS kickoff training. But it's very, very important because it's better to collect something than to collect nothing because it also helps the return on investment on the ads.
Yeah. And I remember you did a training a little while back, which might be helpful for the newer closers, where you said like sell them on progress. Even
Yeah.
if they can't do the 1K, if they can do like the 500 or 300 to get them started with the kickoff until like the following month and then get
Yeah.
them into NOS minor or whatever the case might be. So maybe we can get the new closers to look at that training because that really helped me change my perspective on everything.
Yeah. Okay. 100%. Let's do that. Just tell them to reach out to me. I will send the training. As a little reminder is, and this is very important, you have to sell them on training, not convince. So how can I say this? What I mean by sell them on training is that you need to be able to facilitate a process so they buy the idea of focusing on progress, and it's not you convincing them. Because if you say it, it has no power. You have to ask the question. You don't want to say, okay, so what we can do is we can focus on progress, so what that we can do so that you can keep moving forward. La da 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 da. Does that make sense?
You want to
You know what
say
I mean?
if
It's like
there
would that
was
would
a
that would that
way.
help you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to say that because you're saying the idea. It's not like then it's like, oh, this guy's trying to convince me. You want to say what Kendall was about to say. It's like if there was a way in which you could do one step instead of one jump, right? Focus on progress. So that when you wake up tomorrow, you're one step closer to leverage, whatever the ammunition you have. Would that be of any help? Because right now, we both can agree that NAS core is out of reach. So the question is, are we going to allow that from stop us, or are we going to focus on progress? That's the first thing. It's like, and they have to answer, right? Well, no worries. I can save, and I can get back to you when I'm ready. Yeah, and you can do so 100%. That's not a problem. Can I make a suggestion? Sure. If there was a way in which you didn't have to do that, so when you do come back, you already have a lot of momentum because you've been focusing on progress, would that be of any help? Yeah, maybe. Like you tell me, like, what do you if you're looking to lose weight, but you cannot go to the gym because you're super busy, what do you feel is better, running 10 minutes every day or do nothing? Like you tell me, what do you feel? What do you feel will put you in the best position possible to be the mom in the best shape you want to be? And they're gonna say, yeah, running 10 minutes every day. And then immediately you go, but why though? Why not just do nothing like all the unsuccessful moms do? Oh, because if I focus on progress, da 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 da. Okay. And that question positions you as you have a problem, I have the solution. So if I had a solution, if I had a way to have you focusing on progress, running 10 minutes every day, do you feel that would help you? Yes. Well, I can't promise anything. And now we can go into the open wallet or whatever, or whatever the thing. Oh, I can promise anything, but what we could do is give you access to the training. So that way, when you do come in, you have built a ton of momentum. Do you feel that that put you in a more powerful position when it comes to becoming that $7,000 appointment setter? How do you feel? Yeah, I think so. What are we talking about? Yeah, we have a process for that. I can walk you through how that would look like. But the most important thing, Natalie, is that you said you draw a line in the sand and you decide in these circumstances, because this situation, these events are going to continue to happen as you go through the mountain, right? So what is it going to be? Are we going to allow a big rock to get in the way, or are we sort of like go above, below, and focus on progress? What is it? Progress. Are you sure? You don't have to. Yes. Okay. So this is what we do. You put something down today. Based on what you put down, I can open a file in the system, get you in with some access to the training. It's not going to be the NAS core, but I'm going to give you some training. I'm going to be here for you. We're going to do checking calls, and we're going to start the process of walking the walk, building momentum. How do you feel? Yeah, okay, let's do it. Blah, 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 blah. If they backpedal, I don't know, I might as well start when I have the full amount. Yeah, for sure. That's no problem. Now, that being said, that's a little bit of a concern to me. Can I share with you why? Why? I didn't even told you how much was the down payment. It could have been $1. So what's really going on? You know what's the difference between unsuccessful people and successful people? I will show you. If I were to show you this cap and I would tell you this cap costs $3,000, would you buy it? What would you say? Well, unsuccessful people will say no. Of course not, because I'm gonna pay $3,000 for this cap. Like, that's ridiculous, right? Successful people says, why it costs $3,000? Like, what's the leverage? Well, because like, what if I told you that inside of this cap there was like a, I don't know, just like a 100K NFT that you could sell tomorrow, right? You were just one question away from actually getting a return on investment because you just focused on the cost. You allowed your way of thinking to get on the way. But what successful people do is they ask, well, what's in it to gain? Like, what am I going to get out of this thing? And that's where they see the upside. La, da, 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 da. Right? So there's like different ways you can do it. But again, you cannot tell them, you cannot convince them, you cannot play that game. You ask the questions, and then you sort of like, do you want to go here? Do you want to go here? What do you feel? What do you feel puts you in a better place? What do you feel is better for you to achieve the goals? You guys with me? Does that make sense? Yeah? You sure? Okay. Awesome. So cool. So we're gonna go into training. We're not gonna do projections since Brian is sick and we just have this situation. Let's just skip projections, but have your projections in mind, okay? Be ready because we're gonna continue to cover them. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is I want to do a call review, okay, today. And it's gonna be a session today of what not to do. All right. So let's do that. And feel free to chime in if you have any questions or anything. When we do call reviews like this, I'm not going to do a lot of them per week, but we need to do at least one per week. Energy wise, it's not going to be the best because it's like a lot of feedback. Okay. So just take one thing that you can apply for your next calls. Okay. Don't try to take everything. Just take one thing. This is what I'm going to apply for the next call. Okay. Let's go with it. If you have any questions, of course, like this is not a monologue. So I'm going to be doing the review. I'm going to be giving feedback in general, not only to Cameron, but if you have any questions, if there's anything, you can chime in, okay? This is for all of us to learn. SDRs, triagers, and closers. Doesn't matter. Awesome. So I have a couple of things. This is going to be a call review on objection handling, okay? You drop the price, someone is uncertain, I'm going to give a couple of pointers. Again, I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want to have clarity on certain things that is just something that is not effective. It's not helpful. It's not going to take you from where you are to where you want to be. Is a call from Cameron. Cameron is doing really good when it comes to leadership efforts. He's really putting the effort to be the best leader he can be. And that's amazing. So that's like a really, really good thing. It's more sort of like gaps in the concepts and in execution. Sometimes it's the concept is the wrong idea. Sometimes it's the right idea, but poor execution. Okay. So let's get in. That's how we grow, Mistakes are normal. It's part of the process. There's no shame in making a mistake, only if you don't learn from it. Always remember this. Yeah. So one of the things is, well, I just have a lot of feedback here, so I have to measure my feedback to not overwhelm you guys. One of the things you want to do in the presentation is after the bridge, after you've presented phase 1, 2, and 3, you want to say the conclusion statement. Because if you don't say the conclusion statement, it opens the door for the person to think and believe that there might be more information. There might be more information. That's why the conclusion statement is there. That's why after you've done the presentation, you have to say, like, everything is there for a reason, you know, like the entire structure has a reason why I teach it that way. So you explain the entire process, and then you go and you say, you ask a checking question. You with me so far? Yes. And then conclusion statement. That's it. Or that's pretty much it. That's the entire process. That's how we get you from here to here. Because that closes the presentation. It's almost like you're saying, I'm done. I'm finished with my presentation. This is the process. That is it. It's important that you say that, you use the right tonality, stuff like ending. And yeah, well, that's pretty much it, Melissa. That's the entire process. And that's really what's required to go from where you are, become an appointment setter, and make $4,000 to $6,000 per month so that you can leave the grocery store. Any questions on your list that I haven't answered? Like anything that you want us to dive deeper? Now the mic is yours. Let me know if there's anything that I need to fill you in the gaps, to fill you in, or whatever that might be. And now the tempo change starts. Now we change the tempo. Now you ask me the questions. Make sense? Why this is important? Because if you skip the conclusion statement, then you're gonna go into the temp check, and it's gonna create an awkward situation where it's like, okay, is there anything else you wanna share with me? Is there anything else? Is there more information? Like, they're not gonna know what's next because you left that open. But if you close it, you go, that's it. This is it. Like, this is what's required. These are the 3 phases. These are the pillars. These are the guarantees. And this is how we get you to the promised land. That's it. Right? That it helps a lot with the communication and them understanding. Now, continuing in presentation, I know it says is objection handling, it's an objection handling training, but this is important. Is very important that you ask the temperature check question the right way, with the right words. Like, please just say it verbatim. Just say it verbatim. That's it. Just say, okay, based on the process and everything we've covered, Melissa, do you feel that this can be the vehicle that can get you from the grocery store to making the money you want to spend more time with your kids? Or how do you feel? Why has to be said that way? Can you guys tell me? Why saying, do you feel this could be the answer for you, is wrong?
Because it's uncertainty, right? Could, can, yeah.
Do you feel that maybe possibly this could be the thing that you maybe possibly are looking for? Or how do you feel? Well, guess what answer you're gonna get? Yeah, maybe, possibly, who knows? You're asking with uncertainty. That's all you're gonna get.
I usually say, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, so I know where they're at, and I ask that, the vehicle positioning question, just so that if they say like an 8, then I can kind of handle the objection there before moving on.
You can do the scale of 1 to 10. My question is, are you clearly explaining what is 1 and what is 10?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you do it?
I usually say 1 being, no, I don't think so, and 10 being 100%, this is exactly what I need in order to get out of the grocery store, provide the life I want for my family.
Perfect. Then perfect. Yeah, it's the same. That's a different way to do the temperature check question. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like when we do the range, if they say like 8, then I can be like, okay, and what's stopping you then from becoming a 10? And then if there's any objections, they come up there before moving on to like the investment price.
Yeah. So that's good, but add a little bit of a probing first. So, okay, so just so I understand when you're at a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being this is not what I'm looking for, and 10 being this is exactly what I need, Melissa, what do you feel you're at? Melissa says, I would say an 8. Yeah. Cool. So what does an 8 mean to you? What does an 8 mean to you? Because they're going to expand on that. Or you can say, okay, what? That's one thing you could do. Or you could do, okay, why an 8 and not a 6? Right? Oh, I'm an 8 because so they defend the 8. And then you go, okay, so what do you feel is missing to become a 10? If they say the price, you go, okay, price aside, if price wasn't an issue, what would you be at? Oh, then I would be at 10. Oh, no, whatever that might be. Okay, awesome. It's very important that we say scale of 1 to 10, or we say, do you feel, not think, feel that this can? Sometimes I tend to say, do you feel that this is it? That this is the vehicle that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to be? Or how do you feel? I say, this is it. Is this the thing? Because we want to get certainty. If they say, yeah, possibly, it's like, okay, look, what's coming out for you, you know? And we just really need to get them certain. So Cameron, when reviewing one of your calls, good job in the leadership efforts. Okay, you really you didn't give up in the person.
Which
So,
one?
Props to you, Ellie.
Oh yeah, that was.
Ellie. But the
Yeah.
thing that I really like about you is that you didn't give up on them. You use all the time. You didn't give up. Okay, you did a lot of things that are good. You did a lot of things that is a concept. Is an issue of concept. But that's what we're here to learn and to level up. Okay, so yeah, no worries. I would say, since you just came in, only take one thing at a time. I'm gonna give a ton of feedback here, but this is gonna be a call that you want to kind of like come back and review. But just take one thing at a time so you avoid getting overwhelmed. Okay, so we're covering temp check and presentation phase concepts. Now let's move into objection handling. So let me just share this. So in this call, what happens is that Cameron goes for a temp check and he gets to think about it in the temp check, which is good because like if we get to think about it in the temp check, we're not going to share the price. Amazing. Perfect. Because now we can solve it right here, right there. And then it's like a whole, 30 minutes of trying to overcome that. Think about it in the temp check. Okay. So let's review it.
What would there be to think about?
Oh yeah, like honest question.
Yeah, so this is the first thing. When someone says, I gotta think about it, you never, well, you can do that, but you're not going with human behavior. You're going against human behavior. It's not gonna help you. So you never say, well, what is it that you need to think about? Because it's very confrontative, right? It's like it puts the person in a defensive mode, and someone that's defensive is because they feel attacked. So when someone says, I gotta think about it, what you can say is either, sorry, what was that? Yeah, I just gotta think about it. How do you mean? That can mean different things to different people. So you ask a probing question, sort of like, I don't understand what you're saying. But there's two types of uncertainty-based language, two types of think about it. You have the think about it of someone staying there, and you have the think about it of someone running away. Those are two different energies. If someone is running away, you cannot lean in because you're going to trigger sales resistance. So if someone's like, oh yeah, let me think about it, can I get back to you? And you feel this energy that they want to go, you have to go as well. You have to leave as well. You have to go, yeah, sure, no worries. I have another meeting coming up. I cannot stay too long. I'm leaving as well, right? You have to give them this feeling that they can walk out of the door. That's the first thing you need to give them because they are feeling like threatened. Right? So if someone has that energy, let me think about it. I will get back to you. I'm flying tomorrow. But thank you so much for the information. Yeah, let me think about it. You feel it? You feel how they're just leaving? They're just running away? Yes or no? In these situations, you cannot go, what is it that you need to think about? But wait, it's you're chasing. You need to leave as well. You need to go, yeah, sure, no problem. I have another meeting as well. Can't stay too long here. Oh, don't come up condescending, of course. But it's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I also have another meeting. I have to go. Before I go, not before you go, like I am the prize here. I am the one who has the solution. So before I go, I guess like, what are some of the things you want to go over just to see if I can help you? Or if you want to make it butter smooth, you can say, before I go, I guess, what are some of the things you want to go over just so that if we speak next time, I can give you some clarity, which is even more powerful because it's positioning me like, hey, if you have the honor or the lack of speaking with me again in the future, yeah, maybe I can make things smoother for you. And it's also implying that we're not going to resolve this now. We might talk again in the future. So that statement is doing a lot of subtleties, right? So before I go, because I am the prize here, before I go, what are some of the things that I guess you want to go over in your mind, just so that if we speak next time, you know, I can give you the clarity. Very, very strong language pattern, right? It's like, well, I don't know, you know, it's a lot of money for me. Boom, now we're getting the objection. Okay, money. It went from think about it to money. It moves, right? Now, this is very interesting because this is going to happen a lot, guys, which is what I call the infinite loop of uncertainty, where a closer goes, what do you need to think about? And the person says, well, I don't know. That's what I need. That's why I need to think about. Yeah, but when you want to think about, I guess, what's coming up for you? Well, I don't know, because I haven't think about it yet. And then it's just like an infinite loop of a ton of uncertainty that is not going to get us anywhere. So at some point, sooner rather than later, we got to start labeling the uncertainty, right? We need to start, yeah, sure, no problem. But I guess you're not going to sit down and sort of like meditate blank. You know what I mean? There are some elements that you want to go over. So what is it for you? Is it the price? Is it the time? Is it that you need certain people to support you on this? Is it making sure that this is going to work for you? And you start labeling the most common objections, right? Is it that you're not sure that this is going to work for you? That's fear. Is it that you need the support from certain people around you? It's a partner. Is it, you see what I'm doing? I'm giving them the objections. What objection it is? I'm not going to play around with probing to, you know, infinite times. And here's the thing. They might not know, right? At this moment, when you ask what's coming up for you, they might not know. So we have to help them. Yeah, no problem. Most people, just so you know, Ellie, a lot of people just get to this point where they are at the edge of their comfort zone and they don't know as well. So for most people, it's either this, and this. Which one do you feel is for you? And now we're moving forward. We're advancing the conversation. But if we just look at this, like, I want you guys to look at this. I'm going to put it at a little bit of speed.
Honest answer, just I have to really think about it. Like I always, when I have a meeting like this or a new opportunity or a, I don't know, some kind of collaboration or stuff, it's for me, I never say yes or never say no straight away.
Can you see how she's already triggered? She's already defensive. She's already combative, right? Because we've been sort of like carrying that, and it's like one thing adds up. You don't want to enter a combative conversation. It's not going to end up well.
Hey, because, you know, that's really the best thing you can do is just take the time to like think about it, and it's going to come if this is for you or this is not for you, you know.
What if it never does come, Ellie?
Oh, it does. It always does.
How do you know?
You see, this is a combative scenario, right? Again, the one thing that I really, really like about Cameron is that he's not giving up. Like he might not know how to do it smoothly, what is the best way to do it, but he knows that foundations wise, he needs to stay there. He needs to show up for the individual. Does that make sense? And that is the most important thing, because he's not afraid to step into an uncomfortable conversation and to do whatever it takes, even if he makes mistakes, because that's what he needs to do to get better. So shout out to Cameron, okay? Because you're going to see this through the entire call. He's not giving up. Go ahead,
Kendall. A question. So when she says like, this is always the way that I make decisions, like I never make a decision right away, would the correct way to be about that just say like, agree with them, obviously, okay, yeah, whatever, so she's not defensive, and then say like, is this always the way that you make decisions, or have you thought about the fact that where you are now is the reason why you're here? I know you usually say it better, but do you know what I mean?
You can use that. Yeah. Do you have you ever considered that the way you've been making decisions has led you to be where you are right now? Where
That's it.
You don't seem to know why, but you work 46 hours a day. You cannot have that. Have you ever think about that? And are you happy with allowing that decision making process or that way of making decisions to keep dictating what you can or not or cannot do? But that is not going to work 100% of the times. Okay, it's just a stepping stone to go to the next thing. But also, what you can say is like, yeah, no worries. I totally understand. Like, if you don't feel that this is the best thing for you, or this is the right vehicle for you to get from where you are to where you want to be, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, hey, let's hold off. Now, when you do go and think about it, you're still going to have something certain in order for you to have a productive think about it session, right? So the first thing being, is it the right vehicle for you? Yes or no? And if you don't know, that's okay. But I guess what is causing that uncertainty? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it that? Right? Is it that you don't believe that this process would actually help you, despite all the testimonials you've seen? Is it that you don't believe in yourself? Is it that you don't believe that we can get you there? What's coming out for you? We need to help them with the answers, right? And then they say, yeah, no, I do believe this can help me. But why? Why do you believe this can help you? Oh, because X, Y, C, A, B, C. Okay. So then, and then we just, okay, that's done. Like the self-esteem is there. Boom. So then what's creating that uncertainty? What is making you feel less than 100% certain that this is the right next steps for you? Because again, if this is not the best next step for you, I'm going to tell you to hold off. Right? You see the compassion, you see the intention in the way that I'm communicating, right? And I'm moving the needle. One of the things you can do as well, when someone gets stuck in a, that's how we've always made decisions. The best way to go about it is either, have you ever considered that the way you've blah, 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 blah. Or also you can just break the pattern saying, can I make a suggestion? Would you be open to seeing things from a different perspective? Sure. Okay, let's just do this little exercise with me real quick. And you go and you isolate fear directly. How do we isolate fear? Can somebody tell me how do we isolate fear? Just say it. What do we say to isolate fear?
What do you do if you know you couldn't fail?
Exactly. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? If you knew 100% certainty things are going to play out the way you want it, what would you do at this point? They will say, I will do it. Why? You ask, why? Why will you do it? And then they're going to tell you, well, because I know the result is going to happen. Exactly. So you don't need more time. What you need is certainty. Because if you were 100% certain, you would do it. So what is causing that uncertainty? I don't know. That's why I need to think about it. No worries, 100%. But when you do go and think about it, what are the elements that you're going to go over? Is it because you're not sure about yourself? Is it because you're not sure about us? Is it because you've tried things in the past and didn't work? Is it because you want to make sure this is going to play out for you? What is it? It's because if I do this, I have to make sure it's going to play out for me. Boom. Okay. Now we got where the uncertainty is coming from. I need to make sure I can be certain about the future. Okay, so then what you're saying is that right now you cannot feel confident because you don't have evidence that this is going to play out in the future. Yes, perfect. Do you know how to ride a bike? Yes, I know. Before you knew how to ride a bike, did you know how to ride a bike? No. Okay, and when you try, did you fall? Yes. So at that point, you had more evidence of failure than evidence of success, isn't it? But you kept going. Why is that? Oh, because I was confident that I was able to make it happen. I was able to figure it out. Okay, so listen, Melissa, you didn't have evidence of success and you still kept going. You made it work. So you see, you don't need evidence of success to make a confident decision. You just need to be confident about yourself. Are you confident about yourself? Are you willing to bet on you? Because if you're not willing to bet on you, how can you expect me to bet on yourself? Yes, I'm willing to bet on me. Why is that? So what do you feel you need to do so that you can learn how to ride this bike? Boom. That's one loop. Yeah, but blah, blah, blah. Now we just grab that, another frame, and another frame, and another reframe. You guys see where I'm going? Because if we could just get stuck in this, I don't know. But why don't you know? I don't know. Well, what's coming up for you? I don't know. And we don't start labeling, it just gets super unproductive.
Because this is how it works. You always, at some point, you're always
Yeah.
gonna know. Not at some point, I mean, like in a few days, you're always gonna know
Yeah.
if this is good or not. You know.
Well, have you ever experienced that in your life where it's something that's truly meant for you, something that will truly change your life, just comes to you, and the opportunity was just, just sitting in your lap the entire time?
Oh no, for sure not. You have to be ready for the opportunity when it comes, right?
So
At this point, she's defensive. She's closed. It's very hard, right? So that's why we need to prevent this from happening.
does it take to be ready?
Like, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like appointment setting, it's not my dream, right? My dream is completely somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for something that's gonna
Yeah.
help me to get there. So to actually get there, this kind of thing could be something that's gonna help me get closer. But
I get, yeah, I get that, Ellie.
Yeah. So one thing for everybody here is like, do you guys feel how everything is getting heated? Can you guys see? This is emotional intelligence 101, right? So can you guys see? Because if you cannot see it, that's an issue. That's a concern. Can you guys see how she is getting emotionally triggered?
Yeah, and she's moving around a lot too. You can see she's very uncomfortable.
Yes. So if we continue inflating that globe, it's gonna explode. Do you know what I mean? So we need to release. We need a release valve. We need a mechanism to allow people to vent. Make sense? And you do that by empathizing with them. Number one, that's one way to do it. Commending them, that's another way to do it. Or validating their pain. Well, so empathizing with them is the same, right? So it's like, but you just have to allow them to vent or to release the tension, because this is unproductive. You can have a conversation with someone in this state of mind. Make sense? So if you just ever get to this conversation, you go, fuck, like how did he or she got to this emotional level? You just have to cool them down, right? It's like, hey, let me just take a moment to share something that I'm seeing here, because I think is really important. You are right now at the edge of your comfort zone, Ellie, and you are taking it. Like, you are willing to be at the edge of your comfort zone and look at your goals and be willing to do whatever it takes to get to your goals. Props to you, because a lot of people are not even able to get to the edge of the comfort zone. This requires a lot of courage, and you have it. I just wanted to point that out, because what you've just done today is immense. Have you realized how far you've come? Yeah, you're flying tomorrow, you have all of these things, but you could have given up, and you're here. You're still here despite everything is going on in life, fighting for a way to get to your dreams. I respect that. You see how I'm just like, I'm slowing down, stopping time. I'm stopping time because, like, if this girl doesn't go, right, the globe is gonna keep inflating and inflating and inflating. Yeah, you with me? So hey, stop. Good job. You're doing great. It's okay to feel like that. This is a big decision. You're not quitting. You could be quitting. So hey, you're doing just like, cheer yourself. No worries. Do you want to find a solution? Do you want to continue down this path so that we can get clarity on whether this is for you or not? I just want to make sure. I just want you to feel good I just want you to feel good going through this process. I know it's not comfortable, because this comfort is what's required for change, but I don't want you to feel bad or any sort of like, have a negative experience with me. That's not how I operate. You see what I'm doing, guys? Right? So this is how you sort of like take care of this, because otherwise it's going to spiral.
I get that. And your dream is the most important thing. Your dream is the most important thing. To be honest, right here, sitting behind my desk in the computer, this isn't my dream, right? To be completely transparent with you, this is my dream. But what this is, appointment setting, is a vehicle to get you to your dream. Right now, you're using appointment setting as a vehicle to lead the way to where you have the resources to get you to the dream. So the most important thing is keep the dream in mind, but understand what the vehicle you're going to be using to get there, how you're going to be the full entrepreneur, how you're going to be the next Jeff Bezos. You heard of Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you going to be the next Jeff Bezos? How you're going to be this.
That's good. If you make someone laugh, that also is a releasing mechanism. If you can make someone laugh, All right.
This world-renowned entrepreneur, right? Just keeping that in mind. So do you feel like just the main thing that this is a vehicle that could get you there to save up time within the next 2-3 months to where you have all the time in the world to spend
So we're temp checking again. We're temp checking. Do you feel this is the right vehicle?
and doing your to spend achieving your goals? Or what does that look like?
Like I said, you're gonna hate this answer.
Like I said, you're gonna hate this answer because she doesn't know. So at some point we need to start labeling, helping her. Is it this? Is it this? Is it what is it for you?
And I'm gonna say, yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I'm uncertain, right? Like, guys, like that's what we're here. Like if they were certain, they wouldn't need us. You know what I mean?
Got it.
I knew it. I knew it. You hate this answer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just don't feel like I'm getting I'm really understanding your answer. You could be, and then I just want to just to make me understand. You feel like it could be, but there's nothing else you need to know. There's nothing else there's no questions that you have or no information I could give to you to make you turn that could into a no.
That is very salesy, okay? Because it's like there's nothing I can do to turn this into that. It's like I have to, like she is it's very salesy because now it's just you're trying to turn this into that. You know what I mean? As opposed to, hey, that's fine. Like you're not supposed to know. Is it helpful if I give you some context of what normally tends to be for the majority of people that I see in this situation? Would that help you? Yeah. So for the majority of people, it's either this, it's either this, it's either this, it's either this. Like, what do you feel is resonating with you the most?
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
So do you think that if he would have did the scale of 1 to 10 at this point instead of that open-ended question, that it may have she may have gave him a better answer?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's like, okay, let me just sort of like give you a scale, like scale of 1 to 10, and 1 being this, 10 being this. What do you feel you're at? 7. Okay, why a 7 not a 4? Oh, because this. Okay, I understand. So what do you feel is missing? Or what do you feel is keeping you from being a 10? What do you feel is keeping you from being a 10? Not what do I have to do to turn you into a 10? Because that's super salesy, right? So what do you feel is keeping you? Well, I don't know. That's why I need to think about it. Well, same shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, no worries. So is it okay if I sort of like give you some pointers here? So when you do go and think about it, you know what to go over? Yeah, sure, go ahead. And then we start labeling.
Into a no.
Into a like KNO, not like no NO, like into so you know.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think this is not within your power. I think this power is just inside me.
You see, it's salesy because it's like, oh, I don't think this is not within your power. Don't try to convince me. Like she feels, you know what I mean? She feels you're trying to convince her. So that's why combative scenarios never end up well. But again, Cameron is doing a great job because look at this. 36 minutes, he's not giving up. It's like, I might not have the words, I might not have the frameworks, but I'm gonna take everything that I have and I'm gonna stay here still. I'm gonna just come up with enough courage to continue this conversation and do my best job. And that's what matters, Cameron, because if you continue to show that way, you will learn and we will sort of like refine your skills and you will absolutely dominate. You know what I mean? So good job, dude. Good job.
I'm gonna take the decision. So
what would you be going to think about? If I may ask, I have a meeting coming up, so I don't want to keep you too long, but I just want to know to help you make the decision the best way possible. What would you
see? I don't want to keep you too long. It's like I want to keep you. It's like you have the solution, they have the problem, right? So instead of I don't want to keep you too long, it's like I have another meeting. You have to catch me available maybe sometime next week. But boom, you see the positioning? How it's like you will have to catch me. Not I don't want to keep you too long. You see the subtle differences there in the way of communication.
Exactly be going to think about just so I can help you.
And at this point, this is maybe like the 7th proof that Cameron has done. But that's where we get stuck. Like, what's coming up for you? What is that you need to think about? What do you want to go over? And it's always the same. And it's an infinite loop of staying off. It's an uncertainty loop. You guys with me? So we need to start labeling at some point. Do you want to see an example of me doing it? Would that help you?
Yeah.
Okay, who can play this woman? Who can play that kind of prospect?
Well, since I experienced her, I can play it.
Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna go from the temp check. Okay, temp check.
Yeah.
We've covered phase 1, 2, 3, triple guarantee. La da 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 da. Any questions? No. Okay, sure. So should we go through the investment then? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so Ellie. Okay. So, okay, Ellie, so based on, before we go into the investment, based on everything we've covered, I guess, do you feel that this is it? This is the vehicle that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to be, or how do you feel?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay, what makes you say it could be?
Because appointment setting looks like it's good, but I just have to go and think about it.
Yeah, sure. No problem at all. I actually have another meeting. So I will have to go. I cannot stay too long, but no worries. I'm not gonna leave you on the cold. You know what I mean? So before I go, I guess, what is it that you need to go over in your mind, just so I have more clarity, just to see if I can help?
I don't know. That's what I was going to think about.
Yeah, that's a good point, 100%. But I guess when you go when you do go and think about it, it's not that you're gonna be like meditating, thinking blank. You're gonna revisit some elements, right? It's not gonna be sort of like a waiting moment until something comes up, right? So, and those elements can be different elements for different people. So, in my experience, what I've seen is that the most common things in these situations is either the investment is a little bit of a concern, right? It just like puts you in a situation where it's like everything crumbles or you're not sure. It can be also that you're not sure if you're going to be able to put in the time to actually be successful in 3 to 4 months. Some people are a little bit concerned about not having the support from certain people around them, right? Or they just don't feel this is going to work for them. So which one do you feel resonates with you the most, or which one is for you? Like what is the main thing that is concerning you out of those 4 things, if anything?
I mean, I don't know if it's any one of those 4 things. We haven't even went over the price yet, so I don't think that's it. So yeah, I mean,
Okay, so it's not, so those 4 elements, you're not uncertain about those 4 elements. So do you believe that you could be helped? Do you believe that you can use this process to get from where you are to where you want to be, like the process and everything we've covered? Or is there anything in the process that makes you feel less than 100% certain that this could work for you?
I mean, yeah, it could work for me. It's just, it's just definitely was just wanted something that I could, be free with.
Got it. And do you feel this can get you to that type of freedom, or no? Because if no, that's fine. No worries. I can always send you some references.
Yeah, it could,
Why do you feel that though?
because appointment setting seems to be a lot better than what I'm doing now. I have a lot
Yeah.
more
Okay.
freedom than
Yeah.
what I'm doing
Blah
now.
blah
So
blah 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 blah. Okay, so just so I can understand what's important to you, Cameron, play this scenario for me for a second, okay? Just a hypothetical scenario. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? If you knew the 3 to 4 months, everything will play out exactly the way you want it so that you can take care of your daughter and leave the restaurant. If you knew that was 100% guarantee, okay, hypothetical scenario, what would you do? What would your next steps be right now?
I mean, I would still have to think about it because I have a lot of stuff coming up. Like I'm traveling, doing a lot of stuff, and I don't even know if I would be able to do this in 3 to 4 months.
Okay, interesting. That makes me really curious, right? Can I share with you why?
Why?
Because I just played, or I just asked you to play a hypothetical scenario where success was guaranteed. Did you see that?
Yeah,
And still you will, and even if success was guaranteed, you were still doubting yourself.
yeah.
Do you see that? So even in a situation where success is guaranteed, you're still not willing to bet on yourself. And it's a hypothetical scenario. How are you ever going to achieve success? If even in the event where success is guaranteed, you still giving into self-doubt.
I mean, I don't know.
Do you feel that you will ever be able to be successful, even when success is guaranteed, you're still doubting you? Do you feel there's a chance that you will ever be able to take care of your daughter and make the money that you want?
I feel like I could always find a way.
But how? If success was guaranteed, you would still doubt yourself, right? Is what you just shared, or did I miss you at any point?
Yeah, I would still, but I try to do it as good as I can.
Okay, let's just go 3 steps back, because maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Can you play a hypothetical scenario with me? Like imaginary scenario. Imagine that success was guaranteed, that you will go through this process and you will be making $5,000 per month no matter what. Let's just imagine we have a genie here that is like, okay, it's guaranteed, right? What would you do? What would your next steps be? Would you do this, yes or no?
Well, yeah, with everything that I have going on and I know for sure I'll be successful, I would.
But why would you do that though?
Because I'll be successful and I'll be
Because
where I want to be.
because the result is guaranteed, right? You know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. So you see, if you were 100% certain that things were going to play out, you would do it right now. Yes or no?
Yeah, I would.
So really, it's not about time. It's not really about thinking time. You don't need thinking time. You need certainty. Because if you were 100% certain, you would do this. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed in life, only taxes and death. Okay. But right now, what is it? What is that thing that is preventing you from being certain about doing this? What is it? What is your biggest fear? And you can be honest with me, because I have this conversation with a lot of people. And if I can help you, I can help you. If I cannot, I cannot. But you have to be willing to share what's your biggest fear. Are you willing to share that? Otherwise, I cannot help you.
I just think I'm just not ready.
Okay. All right. Do you feel that if you would be ready, you would have already gotten there?
I don't know.
When is the best time to plant a tree? Have you heard of that quote?
Yeah, I heard about it.
It was 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
When is the best time? When is the next best time?
Well, with that notion, it would be now or yesterday.
Exactly. Because it's like, do you feel that we will ever be truly ready to anything that we never tried before?
No.
Do you know how to ride a bike?
Yeah.
When you were learning how to ride a bike, were you ready to learn how to ride a bike?
No, my parents just forced me.
Oh, they forced you. Oh gosh. So you weren't ready. Did you fall sometimes
Yeah.
while learning? That means that you weren't ready, right? But did that stop you from learning how to ride a bike?
No, I still learned.
So you see, you don't need to be ready to be able to do something. You just need to be willing to take the falls and back up and just get back again, and keep willing to keep trying and being willing to keep trying. You with me?
Yeah.
So what do you feel you need to do today, so when you wake up tomorrow, you're one step closer to learning how to ride this bike? And let me just stop here. If you have a call, you can bounce, because I know the time is getting closer. But that's sort of like the example. Was that helpful?
Yeah, it was.
You see the energy? You see how I'm sort of like going with you, not against you? It's more of like, hey, I'm here to help you. If I can help, I can. If I can, I can. You have another call, right, Cameron, right now?
Right now, no, I have one in a couple hours.
Oh, okay. Cool. So, but I do have to go. I have a call. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, if there's anything you need, please let me know. Okay, I'm here for you. Just send me a DM in Slack. Great session, Cameron. Great job. You're not giving up on them. That's the most important thing. Keep that energy, keep that intention, and it's just a matter of, drilling and improving, and you're gonna get there, man.